Today, from Morocco to Iran, most people are Muslim. Most people either speak Arabic or they use Arabic script as a language.
Yeah.
When before, many different cultures, many different religions, many different languages, beautiful societies. Now, mostly everyone is Arab and Muslim. What is that a product of?
Colonization.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam.
Where are you from?
Germany. You?
I'm from Israel, but where are you originally from?
Morocco.
Morocco. Oh, nice. Morocco.
You?
Israel.
Israeli or Palestinian?
Israeli.
Because you said salam alaikum, that's why.
Yeah, we speak, our second language in this country is Arabic.
Yes, that's good.
It's a
That's
national
true.
language.
What kind of book is that behind you?
The Quran and the Torah.
So you bring peace.
Peace with whoever wants to have peace, not peace with everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to have peace, I can have peace. With Moroccans, usually I like to have peace.
Yeah, because a lot of Moroccans live in Israel, yeah?
My best friends growing up, almost all of them are Moroccan.
Jews?
Moroccan Jews, yeah. I have some Moroccan Muslim friends, not many. I met them later in life, but my best friends growing up is all Moroccan.
I also have a Moroccan Jewish friend.
They're cool people.
Yeah, he's chill. Yeah, he's
Majnoon, but nice people.
Shway, yeah.
Yeah, they're crazy people.
Moroccans are crazy, yeah.
So how do you feel about Israel?
I don't know. It's difficult to answer this, But
Yeah.
I don't like the government now in Israel.
You don't like the government.
No, like people like Ben Gvir, Smotrich.
But also, I have to ask you, do you see yourself as an Arab?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because my family is Arab from Casablanca.
But how are they Arab?
My origin, the origin of my family is Arab.
Like they're not Amazi.
Maybe I don't know the history.
So why do you say that the origin is Arab?
Because most of my family, they say they're Arabs. My grandma said she's Arab.
Interesting. Maybe I can see.
I think so.
What was that?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay that Arabs colonized Morocco?
They didn't colonize it.
No?
No. They spread Islam to Morocco and Algeria, and most of the people, they accepted. And then they moved over there,
I see. So everywhere that they spread Islam, it was not colonization.
Not in terms like the Europeans colonized countries.
Interesting.
Not in that case.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Inta Muslim?
I'm Muslim, yeah.
Okay. We're going to do a little quiz. I'm curious to get your opinion, okay?
Okay.
I always ask my Muslim friends, and they always have a hard time to answer this quiz.
But please don't answer me about the Prophet and his
No,
wives.
not about Islam. Not about Islam. It's simple. America, like 300 years ago.
Yeah.
Most of the people there were Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
They had many different religions, different cultures. Now, today, a majority of the people, they speak English and they practice Christianity. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a product of what?
Of colonization.
Beautiful. South America, usually before it was native tribes like Indians, Native Americans. They spoke different languages, cultures. Now, mostly everybody speaks Spanish and practices Catholicism. Is a product of what?
Colonization.
Okay. This is the hard one. You ready?
How
Wait.
This is also a question.
Wait.
Okay.
From Morocco to Iran, most people are Muslim. Most people either speak Arabic or they use Arabic script as a language.
Yeah.
When before, many different cultures, many different religions, many different languages, beautiful societies. Now, mostly everyone is Arab and Muslim. What is
Yes.
that a product of?
Colonization. But
Wait. I'm proud of you. I have to say, I'm proud of you for saying it.
How did they colonize it?
with a sword,
They, but not the Arabs.
but the Arabs
Not in Morocco.
in Morocco as well.
Yes, there were fights in Algeria, but most of the colonization went peacefully.
But it's still colonization,
Yeah, but they accepted it. The
Bro-
Americans didn't
brother.
accept it.
The
The
Arab world today consists of like 400 to 450 million people.
Yeah.
You can't really sit here and convince me that all happened peacefully.
Not everything, but in when you how can I say it in English? When you look how the Europeans colonized countries, it was brutal.
But the Arabs, they had slaves. Yes
How
or
many
no?
Algerian people killed while France colonized Algeria?
The Arabs had slaves. Yes or no?
The Arabs had slaves. Yeah.
And they still have slaves today. Actually, the only slave trade that still exists today is
Where?
all over the world. I don't want to say specifics because it can get both of us in danger. But the Arab slave trade is very real today.
But where? Where do you mean?
I can't say. I won't say it out loud. I won't say it out loud.
You think Mossad watching you? Or?
It doesn't matter. But you know exactly where the slave trade is happening today. Come on.
Actually not.
Filipinos, Sri Lankans, Ethiopians, Somalis, Sudanese, they all suffer under the Arab slave trade today.
Is that the term of terms of the Arabs, or is it a term of the mentality over there?
No, it's the terms of literally Arabs bringing in foreigners from different countries and using them as slaves. Sometimes
You mean like in Saudi, in Dubai?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but you know what I'm talking about. So the Arab slave trade still exists today. It's a real
Yeah.
thing.
When you ask me about Qatar, and yes, of course,
And so that's.
this is not something from Islam.
But it doesn't matter. So it's like the colonization in Europe, in Americas, wasn't from Christianity. Like Christianity is from Israel. It has nothing to do with that colonization.
As an Arab, I
Huh?
don't want to protect them. I don't want to protect Arabs as an Arab. I know we have a lot of mistakes. There's no reason for me to say there isn't something wrong with the Arab world.
What I'm curious about you, because you seem like a very smart individual. I'm curious, like, where your stance is on Israel. Like, do you believe that Israel should exist?
Yes.
So I like you. You're a smart guy. You already not because you think we should exist, but because you.
But there is some points when you see what Israel do in the West Bank. This is something which I see as wrong.
Like what specifically?
Settlement.
Why do we call it a settlement if a Jew is living in the West Bank?
Because they took land from the Palestinians.
From who?
You cannot argue to say 3,000 years ago God promised.
I don't need to argue 3,000 years ago. I don't even need to make that argument.
Like when I say Hitler promised me Poland.
Don't go 3,000 years ago. When did Palestine exist as a country? When in history?
Doesn't mean like Palestine. It's the land of Arabs.
No, it's not. That's the thing. That's the thing that drives me crazy. Morocco is not the land of Arabs. Iraq, my family is from Iraq. It's not the land of Arabs.
I mean like they took land from other people.
Wait.
Forget that.
So are you justifying? You're telling me this. You established with me right now with our little quiz that Arabs colonized the Middle East. They colonized Iraq. They colonized Palestine. They colonized Morocco. You're telling me that now when a Jewish person wants to live in their ancestral homeland, the land that they actually come from, you can't do it. You're a settler because Arabs colonized the land.
Yeah, but the settlement in
Habibi.
Israel against UN law.
Put the UN on the side real quick because UN has Khomeini and the IRGC of Iran as part of the Human Rights Council. So we can put the UN on the side.
I don't say Iran is good. I don't like them.
But I'm saying the UN is bullshit because the UN employs Hamas. UN doesn't mean anything.
I don't know if that's true. Or
It
not.
is very true. They part of how they committed October 7th is because UN and Hamas were together.
Do you like the settlement?
The thing is, I refuse to call it a settlement. I think it's racist to call it a settlement. Tell me, I did a DNA test. My whole DNA comes from this land. Me. Why should I not be able to live in the West Bank? Because I'm Jewish?
No, but the land doesn't belong to you now. Forget.
I don't understand this. Who does it belong to?
So what do you want? What do you want where the Palestinians live now?
One unified state together.
But the settlement is not the unified state.
Of course, because they refused to make a deal with us.
Who refuses?
The Palestinian Authority. They refused to sit at the table and make a deal.
Who will settle over there are crazy.
No, they're not. I've spent a lot of time there. It's very racist also to call them settlers.
Yesterday, military base in Israel or not?
Huh?
Military base was attacked yesterday, just yesterday.
I don't know. It probably happens every day. I didn't hear about it personally.
And you know there happened incidents where settlers killed Palestinians.
And they have many incidents where Palestinians kill Jewish people.
But you try to protect them.
I don't try to protect anybody. I want to stop being racist. I think it's really fucked up that we will only call a settler when he's Jewish. All of a sudden, he's a settler when he crosses the border between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. He becomes a settler.
But where do they settle? They settle to the land from other people.
Whose land was it? I don't understand.
From private people.
Before 1967, this was Jordan, and nobody complained that it was part of Jordan.
Our house in Germany, and you come and want to live in my house,
brother. But that's not how it works.
Bullshit.
But that's not how it works.
Bought that land,
brother. That's not how it works.
No, this is how it works.
It's not how it works. I live here. I've been to the West Bank. I've been to Judea and Samaria. I've been to Ramallah. I've been to Nablus. I've been to all these places. It's not how it works.
And tell me, when it's normal, then why do they fight each other?
Okay, there's two parts to this. One, we have extremist Arabs in the Middle East, and we have some extremist Jews. Some.
Even in the government, yeah.
Brother, we have 2 million Arabs living in our country.
Government, like Ben Gvir.
One more time. We have 2 million Arabs living in our country. 2 million.
I know that.
So to say that we have more extremists or some extremists is a very good analogy, because there is no Jewish people in the government. There's no Jewish people living with them. There's no Jewish people in any of their cities. The Jews don't exist in their universe. And I take pride as an Israeli. I can tell you, we have an Arab in the government. We have multiple Arabs in the government. We have Ben Gvir, for example, as gross as people think that he is, he's an Iraqi Jew like me. So if you want to say he's an Arab Jew.
But it doesn't matter about where you come from.
Of course it matters.
I just speak about how they act. I don't speak about
you want us to be an Arab, or you want us to be European? This is what you get when you have an Arab Jew. This is how they behave.
I just talk about how they behave. How Smotrich and Ben Gvir.
One more time. Do you understand what I'm saying though? Ben Gvir, he's an Arab Jew.
I don't care where he's from. I just say that he acts weird.
He acts like an Arab.
So this is racist, brother.
It's not racist. Arabs are not a race.
This is racist.
But Arabs are not a race, Habibi.
Race.
Huh?
Arabs are a race.
They're not a... well, a very small group of them are Arabs that are a race.
Things which are not based on facts, you know.
We established together that Arab colonization is real.
Yeah.
So that's a fact.
Yeah, but what does it matter? They are a race.
A very small group of them are a race. The Arabs that live in this region, the Levant, are not real Arabs.
Okay, but what does it matter now?
What I'm saying specifically about it is, if you want Jewish people to behave, you want them to fit into this land, this is what you get. You have an Arab Jew acting like an Arab. It's not racist. This is how Arabs behave.
So who didn't colonize? The Jewish or what?
I don't think anybody colonized. I think the people who colonized were the British. Those are the real colonizers. I think that the Arab Empire, the Caliphs, they colonized us.
I don't base acts on race. You know, I don't say he colonized because he's an Arab. I don't say he's an asshole because he's a Jew. What you do is you say he's an Arab. That's why he colonized. He wants to colonize.
When did I say this one time in this conversation?
I just said it 1 minute ago. He acts like an Arab.
Did I say that's why he colonized? No.
You know, that's what you want to say.
No, don't put words in my mouth.
That's what you want to say.
That's not what I want to say. Arabs have a behavior pattern. Yes or no?
Maybe, yeah.
They have culture.
But this doesn't matter that he's an asshole. For me, Ben Gvir is an asshole.
Put it on the side of put your emotions on the side. Your emotions don't matter to me in this conversation. You have somebody who acts like an Arab. This is how Arabs behave. It's not racist to say that.
How do they behave?
Huh?
How do they behave?
Usually very violent. This is part of the Arab world. You're talking to somebody whose family is Arab.
I'm also raised with Arabs.
Okay.
You know, my family is Arab. I raised with people from Syria, from Lebanon.
Maybe you are an outlier.
No one of them were violent.
Maybe you have a little bit of a different family or a different kind of behavior.
Which view is correct?
What are you talking, bro? Come on, look at the Arab world.
Yeah, I look now at the Arab world. No.
How many millions of people are being killed every year, Arab on Arab?
How many problems do the Arab world have?
Millions.
Yeah, a lot of poor people, a lot of economy problems.
And caused by who? By other Arabs.
That doesn't matter that they're Arabs.
Of course it matters.
So when you look at America, South America, you want to say every Latino is violent because there are drug wars in Mexico?
Absolutely not. Look at South America.
Yeah,
they don't have terrorism. They don't have a terrorism problem the way we have in the Middle East.
Drug wars.
They have a drug war problem.
Where they kill 90, 100 people.
It's a major issue in South America.
If they are Arabs or based on, I don't know, based on religion or based on drugs, they act like that.
It's a very big problem in South American culture, the relationship between gangs and drug violence. You can say that.
It's not. They are Latinos. They just have
Arabs have a problem with violence. This is a real thing. It's a problem.
I don't think so.
But then you're blind.
No, I'm not blind. I don't think so.
You are. You refuse. I think the problem is, I can tell you, Jews have a problem with business. I can say that absolutely. And I'm a Jew. Jews have a problem with business.
No, I don't think so.
But it's true. Jews have a problem with business. Jewish people can sometimes they do a lot of shady stuff when it comes to business. Everybody knows this.
I don't know a lot of Jewish people.
Arabs have a problem with violence. It's a big issue in the Middle East.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's not based. They're Arabs. It's based on
the fact that they're Arabs.
No, because on a lot of things.
Listen.
When you look to the Arab world, like Ottoman Empire, they didn't have problems with violence.
Of course they did.
They fought wars.
What happened to the Armenians? What happened to the Jews under the Ottomans? What happened to the Christians under the Ottomans?
The Jews lived in the Ottoman Empire
for 50 years here, and then they massacred them. Then they went somewhere for 100 years, and then they murdered them. And then they went somewhere else.
Okay, it's now the Arab. What Turkish is not Arab.
You brought up the Turkish, not me.
You said Armenian. I just said Ottoman Empire. I didn't say
the Ottomans had a very big problem with violence. They were terrible, the Ottomans.
Turkish have problems with violence?
Absolutely. They still today, they have a problem.
Why? Because they're fighting Kurdish?
Because they have supremacism.
Okay, so when I say the Israeli, what they do in Gaza now, killing a lot of people, do I say Jewish have a problem with violence?
You can say it. It's factually incorrect.
No, but I don't say this because it's not based on a race thing, you know.
But you can say it. It would just not be true.
Yeah. Also, like when you say Arabs have a problem with violence.
The thing is, look at the Jewish people's interaction with everybody else in the world besides Gaza, and then look at the Arab world's interaction with everybody. That's how you compare.
What do you mean?
Look how Arabs behave with everybody else. With them, they murder each other in the millions every year.
This is not based on because they're Arabs, brother. It's based on economy things, I think, you know.
You think that for the last 1,000 years that Arabs have been murdering other Arabs violently in the worst ways. It's because of the economy.
You speak about now?
I speak about for 1,000 years.
Where did they massacre and kill people?
Do you want a list? I can read you a list if you want.
Yeah. Really?
Okay, here we go. I'll give you specifically the list about Jews. It's very long.
Don't ask ChatGPT now.
I have it saved on my phone.
Okay, say it.
I have it saved on my phone. If you want to ask ChatGPT, it will back it up. But I'm not going to ask ChatGPT. You ready? It's a long list. All right. Let's begin. (622 to 627). The Muslims ethnically cleansed the Jews from Mecca and Medina.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
But so you just read a point, and then you go to the next one.
Yes.
But what did the Jew do over there?
Wait, let's put the anti-Semitism on the side for a second.
No. Tell me what they do.
Hold on. Okay. No problem. You know what? The Jews were evil. They backstabbed Muhammad alayhi wasallam.
Just saying they prepared for war.
Let's say the Jews did everything you say.
What you do is you just list, but you don't look about the.
Okay. No problem. I give it to you.
Yeah, I can give it to you also.
No, I'm saying I agree with you.
They
prepared for war. They lied. They cheated. They stole. I give you.
Yeah. And what did they do after that?
You tell me every time, every massacre on this list is because the Jew did something.
No, I speak about this. The first point. What you tell.
So delete what I said. Forget it. I put it on the side. Let me give you another one. Okay? 822 to 861. Islam.
I don't know. Look. I don't know. Wait. Let me explain you.
Okay.
I don't know the points. What you're telling me now. I don't know them.
I know.
First point, I can tell you. I have to read. I have to look up first. Then I can speak about.
You're gonna look up all of these massacres individually?
I can look up. No problem.
So look it up.
Problem.
You don't want to hear about them?
Huh?
You don't want to hear about them?
I cannot speak with you about them.
I see.
I can speak with you about the first one. There's no problem. But I have to read. I have to look up first.
But I asked you if you wanted proof. You said yes. Now you don't want to know the proof.
No. I understand you. I can look up. There's no problem for me. You can read it. You can type it down, and I can look up.
I'm not going to type all of these. It's very long.
But I cannot speak with you about things that I don't know.
Well, I can because I do know.
Yeah, but this is not a dialogue. You know.
Of course it is. It's an opportunity for you to learn.
No. I can look up. But what you do is you try to convince me. You know.
I don't need. Habibi, I don't care to convince you.
Okay, but no, you do.
I don't. If you want to go, if you want to carry on your life, you're a very smart guy. If you want to carry on your life, the rest of your life, and be blind, that's your.
I'm not blind. I cannot understand why you say.
You have a Middle Eastern Jew. You have a Middle Eastern Jew.
Every year I go to Morocco. Every year.
You have a Jew from the Middle East giving you information. You don't even want to hear it.
No, yeah, I can look up. There's no problem. I can speak with you about the first one. I know the first one.
I got it. I understand you got the first one. Everybody knows about the first one. That's why I started there.
Speak with you about those points which you.
But this is the problem with the Muslim world, that you're having an opportunity right now to learn, and you're refusing to learn.
I don't refuse. I can look up. You can type it down, and I can look up.
I'm not going to type them all one by one. It's a very long list. There's like hundreds of here.
The second or the you know what I mean. The third point. You can type, but I cannot look up now.
You're not gonna, bro. Let's be serious. You're not gonna look it up. There's hundreds of massacres here.
Yeah, I can look up. I'm very interested in.
You're gonna sit down and look up 100 different massacres?
Of course not. This is impossible.
So listen to me. I can give you the information in a shorter way.
The second one, the third one. I cannot stay here with you and you give me 100 points. I don't have the time, you know.
I know, and this is, by the way, this is the major issue in the Muslim world. It's a major problem. You guys don't acknowledge what you did to us, and you don't acknowledge how we got to where we are today. And this is my main.
I did to you.
You have to generalize in this kind of conversation. When I say us or you, I mean the Jews and I mean the Muslims. The Muslims have been abusing Jewish people for a very, very, very long time. And I have a list here with hundreds of massacres that led to thousands of dying Jewish people.
If that happened, is it now an argument to say we kill you now?
No, but you refuse to look at how we got to where we are today.
Use it.
So this is what I'm saying. If you were to actually care about how we got today, you would see that this whole list goes from the life of Muhammad until 1948, till today. It carries directly.
I have no problem. Say the Palestinians also did a lot of things wrong since the Israeli state established.
Put the Palestinians on the side.
No, but this is the main topic.
The Arabs, the Muslims. This is a fight. This is a fight not between Israel and the Palestinians. It's a fight between Jews and Muslims, Jews and Arabs.
I'm from Morocco, and most of the people in Morocco, and even the Moroccan history has a very good friendship with the Jewish people. You know? Sometimes, of course, there's not every time roses.
And then sometimes 50,000 people were killed.
I don't know that.
I know, but I know about it.
Wait, you mean in Morocco now?
In Morocco, unfortunately. And it's very sad, but it happened.
I can look up, but I don't know this incident.
I know there's actually on this list, there's quite a few, and it's very sad. There's quite a few massacres by Moroccans against Jewish people.
I have no problem with you to accept that, you know. I don't refuse it. I just don't know it.
I know. But what I'm saying is if you don't know about it and you're not going to learn about it, and let's be honest, just like you established, you're not going to sit and learn about all of them.
I swear to God, I will look up.
No problem. You'll look up 5, but you're not going to look up all of them.
I cannot look up all of them.
I know. So, but what I'm saying is I have to because I care, because it's my story. It's a part of my people. I have to care about this. If you're unwilling to learn about the whole thing, then you'll never be able to understand how we got to where we are today.
Okay.
Gaza and Palestine and the war, it starts from Muhammad. It goes directly till today.
I have no problem to accept that, you know. I will look up.
Okay. I appreciate that, brother.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Inshallah, one day we can have a conversation again, and maybe you'll have more knowledge and we can actually discuss it.
Inshallah. Why not?
Inshallah, brother. It was very nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too.
See you around, brother. Bye-bye. Nice guy. Nice dude. That was cool. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.